The hillbilly in the apartment. As the late autumn wind carried a whiff of hay into the apartment hallway, I was applying an Estee Lauder Platinum Cream mask. The doorbell rang 3 times before I finally dragged myself up in my Ferragamo slippers. The moment I pulled the door open a crack, a smell blending farm soil and old wool hit me. It was Jason's mom, Martha, my mother-in-law who'd come all the way from rural Arkansas. She held a Walmart-branded canvas bag, her jeans cuffed and spattered with red mud, standing like a jarring stain on my polished walnut floor. "Took you long enough," I sniffed in disgust, kicking her trouser leg toward the door. "How many times have I told you to rinse your feet at a gas station before coming into the city? I just had this floor professionally cleaned, and you ruined it." I brushed off my Chanel silk nightgown, glancing at her bag. "Keep that far away, don't scratch my Italian leather sofa. Replacing it would take you half a year of cotton farming." She clutched the canvas bag nervously, twisting the frayed cuff of her flannel shirt between her fingers, her soft southern drawl as thick as molasses. "I switched buses twice, didn't want to miss my stop." "Where's Lily? I want to hold my little granddaughter." "Don't touch her." I stepped back sharply, throwing out my arms like I was fending off the flu, spittle flying onto her face. "Your hands feed chickens and dig potatoes on the farm, they're caked with dirt and germs. Lily just got an expensive pneumonia vaccine. If you get her sick, selling your rundown farm won't cover the bills." I pointed to the bathroom, speaking like I was ordering a maid. "Use the expired body wash on the bottom shelf, don't touch my Joe Malone. It'd be a waste on someone like you. Throw those stinky clothes away after washing. There's an old football jersey of Jason's in the balcony basket, wear it if it fits, go naked if not. You hillbillies don't care anyway." She stepped back in a hurry, stubbing her toe on the threshold but daring not make a sound, just nodding repeatedly. "Why yes, I'm dirty. I won't touch the baby. I'll wash right away." She didn't dare argue, head down as she squeezed past me into the bathroom, still clutching her shirt cuff. I heard the shower sputter between hot and cold and sneered, "Hillbillies are tough, a little chill won't kill her." When she came out, I was kicking her canvas bag toward the trash can. A knitted baby blanket tumbled out, neat stitches, but the yarn was clearly cheap clearance stuff from Walmart. "You dare put this junk on Lily?" I pinched the blanket between 2 fingers like it was something filthy, dropping it to the floor. "It smells moldy, you wanna give my daughter eczema?" I snapped. "Eat your dinner, then wash the dishes. Scrub the toilet too, use the steel wool. Don't go to bed till it's spotless. I saw coffee stains this morning, disgusting." She bent to pick up the blanket, her old t-shirt stretching tight over her thin back but said nothing. At the table, I'd set 2 plates, mine was bone china, heaped with freshly grilled Australian wagyu, hers was a chipped enamel plate holding last night's leftover pasta, topped with a few wilted broccoli florets. She stared at her plate, and I scrolled Instagram without looking up. "Oh, forgot to reheat it. But leftovers suit you, isn't that what you eat on the farm?" I said. "There's cold water in the fridge, mix it in. This steak cost $50. Lily's waiting for her organic baby food. You hillbilly grandma don't deserve a bite." Watching her hold the plate, tears dripping into the pasta without a word, I felt a twisted satisfaction. That night, I put her in the storage nook off the balcony, just a yoga mat on the floor. She slept in a barn back home, so she'd survive the cold. Sure enough, she huddled there shivering early the next morning, and had the nerve to touch my copper pots in the kitchen. "Who said you could touch my pots?" I snatched the spatula from her hand and threw it down, my voice shrill as nails on a chalkboard. "I labeled the olive oil and butter, don't think I won't notice if you move anything. Toast your own frozen pancakes, use that rusty iron pan. Wipe the kitchen floor 3 times after, no hair left behind." Jason came home for lunch. Martha reached toward Lily, then froze. I scooped the baby up first, smiling at Jason. "Mom's tired from the trip," I told her to rest. "I'll take care of Lily." I pinched Lily's bottom hard, the baby wailed. I frowned instantly. See? Mom's got that strong farm smell, Lily hates it. Jason patted Martha's shoulder, telling her to make herself at home. I rolled my eyes, like she deserved that. As soon as Jason left for work, I latched the balcony door with a security chain. Packages keep getting stolen in the building. You look like a thief in those hick clothes, don't go out and embarrass me. I jingled the keys, tossing a bowl of cold cereal on the floor. Eat that if you're hungry. Don't bother me, I'm watching Desperate Housewives. In the days that followed, I cooked just enough for myself, leaving her gnawed chicken bones or moldy bread. When she tried to call Jason, I snatched her old flip phone and smashed it on the floor, the screen spiderwebbing. What good's a hillbilly's phone? Probably hiding money to send to your good-for-nothing nephew. She knelt to pick up the pieces, her fingers bleeding, but hid the cuts behind her back, afraid I'd yell at her for dirtying the floor. Once she snuck one of my protein bars when she was starving. I grabbed her hair and slammed her head against the wall twice. Watching her huddle on the floor, hands covering her face without daring to cry, I finally felt relieved. She was no match for me. I'd been waiting to get rid of her. A week later, I hid the Tiffany necklace Jason gave me, then stormed onto the balcony, pointing at her. Did you steal this? I left it on my dresser, you're the only one who could have taken it. She turned pale, shaking her head. I grabbed her canvas bag, dumping its contents on the floor and stomping on them. Who else then? Hillbillies are born thieves, you can't help it. When Jason got home, I sobbed as I told my lie. He looked at my red eyes, then at Martha's tearful face, and asked his own mother to return the necklace. I smirked inwardly, but Martha insisted she was innocent, even going on a hunger strike. Fine, I had more tricks up my sleeve. The next day, I hid $200 from my wallet, dragged her into the living room by her hair, and yelled at the security camera. You stole cash too. I'm calling the cops. This time, Jason looked skeptical. He asked Martha privately, and she clung to his hand, crying that I hated her for being a hillbilly, and wanted her gone. When Jason confronted me, I threw a fit. If you keep defending her, this marriage is over. What if she takes Lily back to the farm and sells her? Jason caved, telling Martha she should go back to Arkansas for a while. I was triumphant, until everything fell apart. I'd hidden my watch, plotting how to make the theft look real, when I turned to see Martha huddled in the balcony corner, sewing scraps of floral fabric. It was a pair of knitted baby booties, crooked stitches, loose threads but clearly made with care. What are you doing? I kicked over her sewing basket, spools rolling everywhere. She stood up in a panic, shoving the booties behind her. Lily's shoes are too small. I wanted to make her something soft, like I did for you when you were little. Soft. I snatched the booties, pretending to sniff them. They smell like sheep. You want to give Lily athlete's foot with this dirty cloth. I threw them on the floor, grinding them under my high heels until they were crushed. She lunged to grab them. I yanked her by the collar and shoved her aside. She stumbled, slamming into the stroller, and Lily screamed. I wasn't done. You dare show off this hillbilly junk? The Gucci baby shoes I bought for Lily cost $200. This garbage belongs in the trash. Just then, the door slammed open. Jason was home. His eyes landed first on Martha, huddled on the floor, then on the crushed booties beside the stroller, and Lily, screaming uncontrollably. Amanda! What the hell are you doing? He charged at me like an enraged bull, shoving me hard against the wall. I winced in pain, but watched him drop to his knees, gently lifting Martha. His fingers brushed the bleeding wound on her forehead and jerked back, as if burned. Mom, your head, it's bleeding. He pulled a faded photo from his wallet, him as a kid, wearing the same style of knitted booties. They're just like the ones you made me when I was 5. His voice broke, tears hitting her hand. You carried me 5 miles to the doctor when I was sick, your feet bleeding, but you smiled and said it was fine. After Dad died, you farmed 3 acres of cotton alone to put me through state college, your hands cracked raw from the cold as you sewed my clothes by kerosene lamp. Now you make shoes for my daughter, and this is how you're treated. He choked up. Yesterday, I told you not to fight with her. I'm a coward, I couldn't even protect my own mom. Jason, she stole my watch. I screamed. But Lily pointed at the sofa, her voice tiny through tears, Mommy hid it. Jason walked over, pulling my watch from the sofa cushions. He turned, his eyes cold as poison. The Tiffany necklace and the $200, did you hide those too? My face went white. I couldn't speak. Martha rolled up her sleeve, revealing black and blue bruises and scratch marks, and sobbed. I didn't steal anything. She gave me leftovers, locked me on the balcony, pulled my hair. Jason cried harder, glaring at me with bloodshot eyes, like he wanted to tear me apart. She's my mom. She raised me with her blood and sweat. You call her dirty? Her hands are cleaner than yours will ever be. He spat the words. I'm so sorry I married you. I failed her. He grabbed my wrist, his grip crushing my bones, and dragged me toward the door. We're getting a divorce, right now, I'm calling a lawyer. You're heartless. You don't deserve to be Lily's mom, and you sure as hell don't deserve this family. I panicked, dropping to my knees and grabbing his leg, but he kicked me off, sending me sprawling on the cold floor. Jason, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. For Lily's sake, forgive me. But he didn't look at me. He grabbed the first aid kit and tended to Martha's wounds, his touch as gentle as if she were fragile glass. When his sister Sarah came to pick Martha up, she pointed at me, yelling, God will punish you. Jason held Martha close, whispering in her ear through tears. Mom, we're going back to Arkansas. I'll be with you every day. I'm so sorry. The hatred and regret in his eyes cut me like a knife, I'd never forget it. The divorce was a disaster for me. Neighbors, the apartment security guard, and the surveillance footage all proved I'd abused Martha. The Child Welfare Services report flat out called me morally unfit to parent. The court granted the divorce and stripped me of all custody of Lily. Jason took Lily and Martha back to Arkansas. I heard he renovated the farm, spent his days with Martha, picking cotton and sitting in the sun, telling Lily stories about her grandma. And me? I was left alone in that once glamorous apartment. I sold the apartment and moved to another city, but I felt out of place everywhere. One winter day at Walmart, I saw an old lady feeding a child warm cinnamon rolls. The kid clung to her coat, laughing. Suddenly, I thought of the knitted blanket I'd trampled, the chipped bowl of cold cereal. Tears poured down my face. I finally realized I'd thrown away the love and warmth I'd taken for granted, and I'd never get them back. The cold wind whipped leaves around me as I sat on a street bench completely alone. I was the dirty one, my vanity and cruelty had destroyed my family. I'd built thorns in that apartment, and now they were stabbing me, so hard I could barely breathe.